Hi guys, for those that obviously who don't know me, my name is Raya Higgs. I'm 35 and I'm a vegan pro fitness model. So this is me. This was taken a few months ago. So obviously I've been competing for about 2.5 years. I started out as a meat eater. I wasn't always a vegan. I started competing pretty much because I wasn't really happy with my body. That's what I looked like. I was really skinny. But I didn't feel strong. I used to run a lot of marathons. I was great at them. I did really well internationally and locally. But I was pretty much just a cardio bunny and I didn't do weights. And I think when I look at this picture, I can really see that I actually wasn't that happy with where I was. So I set out a target. I started looking at different bodybuilding events and I thought, what do I really want to do? Who do I really want to be? And I didn't want to look like this. I wanted to feel strong and I wanted to feel confident and I wanted to love my body. So I planned it out and I worked out with IMBA that I had to place top 5 in a state show and then I could go on and compete in Natural Olympia where I wanted to place in the top 3 in the world. So that was my first 12 months and that's what I wanted to do. So I started training for that. My first competition was 16 weeks later, which is this picture here. I placed 3rd and 4th, which I was really happy with. But as you can still see, I'm still really quite lean. I was still doing a bit of cardio, but mainly weights. Probably just 6 days a week. So days a week, I was doing weights. And then I started to learn more and more about my body, and then I needed to eat a lot more food and start putting on muscle. So my diet changed. I eliminated all processed foods. I took out all alcohol, and it was pretty much fruit, vegetables, and proteins. And at that stage, I was a meat eater, and I was eating, lean meat, fish, and chicken. A lot of chicken. Again, I kept training and went on to my next competitions, which is one of these. I won both my divisions and got 2nd overall. And as you can see, I started to change a little bit and start building a bit more muscle. The more I started to eat, the more my results got better, which was so contradictory to what I used to do before. I was always focused on a number on a scale and being really, really skinny. And that was the most important thing to me, was to be a size 8 or a size 6. And then I realised the more I started to eat and the less I started to worry about weighing myself, the better I started to get with results in my competitions. I then went on to one of the state competitions, and this is a category called Angels. I mainly did this because I wanted to push myself, because I found the more that I started pushing myself and the more I started doing things that were outside my comfort zone, I became more confident, stronger, and I started to get more self-belief in myself. So I won this division, which I was really, really surprised and floored, because I went out there and I thought I looked stupid and I was terrible and I was really shy and I didn't know what to do. So this was a really good confident boost for me, and it really made me kind of cement what I was doing and where I was going with it. I don't think that's this one. So then I went on. I found now that my calories had increased from when I first started. I was on about 1,400 calories a day. This picture here, I'm around 2,000 to 2,500 a day. So the more I went on within the year, the more I learnt to eat more and boost my metabolism, eating more protein, carbs, and just learning stuff about my body, what I was sensitive to, what I wasn't sensitive to. But pretty much my whole world was wrapped around bodybuilding and so focused on winning these competitions and going out there and bettering myself. I found that I was sort of shutting out a little bit of reality and people and friends. And I lost a few along the way, but I also gained a lot of really beautiful people as well. So it was a journey for me in the first 12 months. This picture is from Natural Olympia, where I won 2nd in the world in just 12 months. So I was extremely happy with this. I was like, wow, look what I've done within 12 months. What can I do with the next 12 months? So I set out competing for my next competitions, which was WBFF. This picture was taken, I think about 4 weeks before I went up on stage. And this is probably where I really came into believing in myself and gaining a lot of confidence through what I was doing. It was never about anyone else. It was always about myself, my own confidence, and what I wanted to be as a person. At this stage, I'm probably eating around 4,000 calories a day on a leg day and 3,500 on a normal day. So it just shows how much you can build your body up and how much you can change your body within quite a short period of time if you're really eating right and training right without gaining weight. I know here I weigh about 66 to 67 kilos. The first image I showed you, I weighed 54 kilos. Clearly a lot stronger and a lot heavier person, but I look better, I think, and in a lot stronger way. This was shot just after my WBFF appearance. I got 6th in Australia. I was really happy with the result in one way, but I was also really disappointed because I felt that I looked like one of the best up there, probably the top 3. But then I really realised that I needed to start learning how to model more and how to project myself and really radiate more self-confidence when I was on stage, which was really difficult for me because when I first started, I wouldn't even smile for a camera, let alone get in front of hundreds and thousands of people in a tiny little bikini. I also, after this competition, got the cover of this international magazine. I got into Ironman and Oxygen, so again, it was a really great boost for me. In here, I've got this image in here for you because I had a lot of people saying, oh, it's really easy for you, you were skinny anyway, you didn't really have to do much, which is an absolute load of crap. I was training, twice a day. I was probably spending 2 to 3 hours training. I was watching everything. I was weighing each piece of food. This picture on the right was when I was about 17 and quite overweight. It's in my mid to late 70s. And the picture on the right is when I'm in my high 60s, but still a completely different body type, and just shows you that, with determination and motivation, we can do absolutely anything we want in this world. You've really just got to believe in yourself. So I haven't always been skinny. I have been overweight. After WBFF, the next show for me was Worlds, and that's where it was an opportunity to win my pro card. So this picture is taken from stage. I went out against hundreds of girls and I placed top 3 in the world, and I did win my pro card. So I achieved my dream and what I set my heart out to do, and this was all within about 18 months. So I think that's a massive achievement considering from where I come from, and so many people say, oh, you have to spend years and years and years training and doing this. You don't. You just need to dedicate the time to it. People say, oh, but you're lucky, you've got time. No, I used to get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I remember some days when I was working, I'd be getting up anywhere from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. to train. So it wasn't easy. Shortly after that, I met Billy Simmons, the owner of Prana, who's a plant-based protein company. And I spent 3 days with Billy learning about their company and their brand. It was a protein that I was using as one of my supplements. When I started out, even though I was a meat eater, I still wanted to eat something that was really clean and didn't have any artificial sweeteners or sugars or anything like that. So I chose Prana, and after spending 3 days with him, I decided, why am I not vegan? I love animals. I want to be a vegan. But I'm not a vegan, I think, because like all of us in society, we just get lazy and we think, oh, it's all too difficult, I can't do it. What do I do? What do I cook? I don't know. And then I also had a lot of people saying, you can't build muscle. This picture before is when I was a meat eater. This is 6 months later as a vegan. I don't touch meat and I haven't since. So the whole thing that you can't build muscle, it's absolute rubbish. You can. This is me, just before my World Pro debut. Again, vegan. Clearly don't have a protein deficiency, which everyone thinks I do. The people out there that are like that, I think you're conditioned as a society that we should eat meat, we should do this, we should do that. No, you don't. I don't listen to anyone but what I want to do and where I want to go in life, and it's good to take advice and listen to people, but at the end of the day, if you want to be a vegan or you want to eat plants, you can. There's nothing stopping you except for yourself and your own excuses that you give yourself, and that's what I did for many, many years. And I think for me, I actually just regret how long it took to take that time to realise, you know, I'm not doing it because I'm just lazy, really. So I think it's definitely achievable if you really want it. This is me at my last show. It's the last one I did this year, earlier on in the year, again, vegan. And I really think it's important now for me when I go forward of what my message is. The other thing I found going onto a vegan diet is I stopped counting calories, I stopped weighing myself, I stopped worrying about every single little gram and where was I getting my protein. I actually just ate food to enjoy it and was eating all these fruits and vegetables and carbs. We eat a lot of carbs. So before, I'd be really careful. Don't eat more than 200 grams. Don't eat extra bananas because they're bad, full of sugar. It's rubbish. You can eat as many as you like. Each individual obviously is different and you're all going to have different needs of what your body requires. But you just find you're sensitive, whether you're sensitive to fats or carbs or protein, and you reduce that or you add more of that, whichever one works for you. But at the end of the day, I find being on this lifestyle, the other things that I've found that it's improved for me is I used to have sleeping problems. I used to only get 3 to 4 hours a night of sleep. I no longer have that. My skin has improved, my hair has improved, my nails improved. I used to get headaches. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't really get sick. And my period is perfect. It's like almost to the day and time. It's ridiculous, which I think is a really good indication for a female of where your hormones are. I hear so many girls that are competing and they're like, oh, I can't compete now for several months or 6 months. I've got to take a rest. My hormones are messed up. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, why are they messed up? And I think a lot of girls are just following most of society and starving themselves of nutrients and vitamins and minerals, and they end up with a really messed up body. But if you do your research and you talk to the right people, you can definitely do things and you can compete back to back without a problem. So I think my main thing for today is if you're thinking about going vegan or switching to a plant-based diet, stop giving yourself excuses. Go out there. There's tons and tons and tons of information on how to live on a plant-based diet, healthy, strong. I mean, some of our most incredible people out there in the Olympics, weightlifters, CrossFit people, they're all vegans. They're out there. We can be strong. We can be healthy. We can do anything a meat eater can do. And if not, I think we can do it better. So that's my point for today. Stop giving yourself excuses and just really question yourself of why you're not doing it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening.